Shalom everybody, and welcome to our very new programming here in 5786 Otiyot HaGeulah, the letter of redemption. I hope you've been blessed by the first episode, and thank you for the feedback and the comments, and thank you for your sharing and liking this program. We are continuing to equip you and train you with a concept in Chasidut. From time to time, I will defer specifically for the Torah portion, and from other times, I'll go outside the Torah portion. In the very first lesson, we learned about Havdalah, and we learned about Hamtakah. We have learned about those important concepts. Today, because we are in the generation of Noah, I want to take a moment and focus in an important concept in Chasidut that is found specifically in Parashat Noah. It says in the parasha, Yetzer lev ha'adam ra me'nehorav. Two important concepts that I want to introduce you today is the very first one is the Yetzer hara, the evil inclination. According to our understanding, is each one of us have inside of them both Yetzarim, both inclination, Yetzer hara and Yetzer tov. Now, in the days of Noah, the days right before the coming of the Mashiach, it says that there will be an abundance increase of the Yetzer hara, as it says here in chapter 8, verse 21. It will be already in the youth, and I think we are seeing this today, how the Yetzer hara is taking over the world. Now, Or HaChaim asked the question, if this is true, why is it that Hashem created something so beautiful as mankind, Adam, and He created it with such a capacity for a Yetzer hara? As it says in Pirkei Avot, Lafum Tza'ara Agra. Well, I'm going to explain this to you today in an important principle, a critical principle, if you are to understand not just the coming of the Messiah, but also the New Testament. It is the concept of Matan Hasachar. And for further reading, read my book, The Jewish DNA of Romans 11. So why is the text says that the Yetzer of man in the days of Noah is Ra, it's evil? Listen to what it explains. Why would Hashem create such thing? It says the following. Or HaChaim says, if a man has two mitzvot before him, in essence, you have a choice, mitzvah A and mitzvah B, and he cannot fulfill both mitzvot at the same time, he is to take the words of Pirkei Avot into heart, which it says, Heveh za'ir b'mitzvah kala kechamura. Meaning, you are to be very careful in the mitzvah that is small or the one that is heavy. Does that sound like any words of anybody that you know? Of course it is. In Matthew chapter 5, Yeshua says, not one jot and one tittle will pass from the Torah. Okay? Now, why are you to be careful? And what is it connected to the Yetzer hara? Pay close attention. It says, She'ein ata yodea matan scharan shel mitzvot. You don't know the Matan Hasachar of the mitzvot. Friends, the key of understanding Ahavat Ammi and Geulah is to understand the concept of Matan Hasachar, which means giving the reward or the punishment for mitzvah or the transgression, which what will take place upon Messiah coming. There will be an ultimate Matan Hasachar that will be taking place upon the Mashiach coming. The question is, if you have two mitzvot, which one should you do? And what Or HaChaim says, always fulfill the more difficult mitzvah. Today, many of you need to hear that if God given you two mitzvot to fulfill, always go and try to fulfill the more difficult mitzvah. And Or HaChaim give us a midrash, a parable of those things that will explain to us this verse about Yetzer Lev Adam, Ra Minei Orav. He said there's a story of a Torah scroller that was all day was studying Torah, but the family expanded and he had to become a merchant in order to support his family. He didn't know much about merchandising, and one day his father-in-law asked him to go to the market to go and purchase some of the finest things he can as a good merchant. But he said to himself, how do I know which one to choose? How do I know what is a good merchant and what is a bad merchant? How do I know what is an exorbitant price and what is not? How do I know what is worthy and what is not? While he is wondering those things, another merchant came, a veteran merchant, and he was starting to pick up the different things. He knew what is good and what is not. He was able to examine those things that are good and not things, and the things that are good. He kept on doing abundance of examining each and every one of us. You see, Or HaChaim explained to us that is the meaning behind this mitzvah. Let's say, we do not know the Matan Hasachar, the justification, the reward for the mitzvah, and what each mitzvah that we do in this world will be worth in the world to come. But there is one who does know it. You know who is the one who knows it? It is the Yetzer Hara. In Ahavat 60 is telling us that the one who knows the value for your mitzvah is none other than Satan himself. He knows the worth of each mitzvah. And if he is giving us a 2 mitzvot, if we have 2 mitzvot before us, okay, and the one that is heavier, the one that will cause you to overcome, the Yetzer Hara, that's the one that you should do over the other one. Matan Hasachar, friends, does nobody know what is the reward except to 2, Satan and Mashiach. So here's the rule for you today as you're preparing for Chasidut, for the coming of the Mashiach, that you live a pious life. Make sure that when there are 2 mitzvot before you, you always pick the mighty one, because he's going to come and inspect, like this merchant, each and every one. That's why it says in Revelation 22 that the Lord will give each one of us Matan Hasachar according to our own deeds. This, friend, is Otiyot HaGeulah for this week.